Hello everybody, welcome back to F1 22, back again with some more multiplayer action. If you guys haven't seen the previous multiplayer video, I will link it down below and I'll put a pop-out banner. Do go check it out, very much appreciated. If you like this sort of content, please do hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed, please do consider subscribing. I would very much appreciate it. I do apologize in this video if the audio isn't up to par. I'm basically testing out a new mic setup. I recently got a a Blue Yeti, so I'm testing that out and trying to get acclimated to the audio settings and the hardware that goes along with it. So I apologize if it's a bit, if there's a little bit of audio clipping. I've tried to minimize it as much as I can. I've recorded the voiceover during the race a bunch of times, but it just keeps getting it just keeps clipping a little bit, so I apologize for that. Hopefully it'll get better as we as I put out more videos. But yeah, racing in Imola, first time racing on this track and just messing around with the base setup, trying to tweak a couple of things to see if it'll all work out. All theoretical, only way to find out is once we jump into the race, which is about to happen in a second. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Alright, so here we go with the start. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, holding the revs, and lights out, away we go. A little bit of wheel spin, but managed to gather it up and stick with the rest of the grid as we head up to the first corner. And then already a bit of debris flying up there. There's a Ferrari off and what looks like a Williams or an Alpine. As more carnage further up the road, there's a Aston Martin rolling across the track, a Red Bull and an Alpine turned around as well, and another car that's gone up the track coming back on that looks like a McLaren of sorts, who goes to the back of the Alfa Romeo, and then we go into the back of them, and then we get punted for good measure. This was an absolute chaotic first lap. The first phase of that start was fairly decent. You're fairly clean. Everyone was staying out of each other's way, but then those couple of cars went off and then the absolute chaos just erupted. As we fast forward here, end of lap 1, everyone basically for the most part has pulled into the pits. McLaren looked like they had a double stack, and I accidentally hit the pit lane button a little bit too early, as we also have to serve a 5-second time penalty, which I don't know why. For some reason we had to serve a 5-second time penalty. Yeah, so I had to switch out front wing, and I accidentally pressed the pit button a little bit too early, and I actually pressed it by accident because I was trying to bring on my MFD and try and figure out whether I get to switch tires manually, so whether I get to select which compounder tires I go to next, or whether it just changes it automatically. And by the looks of it, it changed to, we changed the tires automatically and defaulted to the strategy that we went, in which case the next set of tires we had was the mediums, which cold tires, a little bit too much exuberance with the throttle. I catch that inside curb as well, which ended up with me spinning it after that first chicane, and then I'm lighting up the tires as well, trying to get back up to speed, which didn't help it either, as we catch up to the safety car queue here, lap 3, and there's a checkup in front of us, and bang, straight in the back of Polovic, who we then get punted in the back by Snipes, who's in the Aston Martin. A little bit more front end damage again, but fairly mitigated. I forgot to turn my ERS off there for a second, but yeah, absolute slow train now here coming up to the restart. I understand in these instances why Max and Lewis complain about the safety car or other drivers in front of them going slow, because that was extremely slow. You're losing heat in your tires, but back under green and away we go. We're trying to catch up to the field now. It's a drag race down this, the pit straight, trying to use our ERS. I've switched to using ERS manually now, so I'm trying to practice using that as we come up to the first chicane here, trying to get up close to Polovic. I love this chicane. Absolutely great piece of track. Great section of track to really practice momentum, switching from different side to side, down to 5th gear, 4th gear, coming out the exit of this second chicane, squeezing the throttle, being very careful as we get close to this gaggle of cars in front of us who are scrapping away, which works in our favor, because while they scrap away, they're slowing each other up, and that gives us the opportunity to get up close and personal with them. But again, first time racing on this track, so my pace wasn't the best, And, you know, I'm trying to maintain momentum, and then somehow managed to send it down the inside here on that, what I call the mini corkscrew, and just drag racing Polovic now to this next chicane, and then bang, straight into WFC Henry. I am so sorry, WFC Henry. I was so distracted, so caught up in the drag race with Polovic that I completely forgot about that chicane until the very last moment, at which point it was too late. Brake too late, and bang, straight into the side pod of WFC Henry's Alfa Romeo. And as we skip forward now to the pits, again, bit of deja vu, managed to nail the pit button there this time. Again, had to swap out our front wing, and we switched over to a new set of hard compound tires. Bit of a dangerous release actually into the into the path of every other car there. I don't know what my pit team is doing there. But as we fast forward here, end of safety car lap in. Safety car is in this lap, and then bit of confusion on the restart. I went because I thought everyone else took off. At least it seemed like that way, and I accidentally overtook the Red Bull. I readdressed, and then everyone takes off again, and at that point I really feel bad because I messed up the pace of the Red Bull as Celebsev takes that spot, and we're drag racing him now down to this first chicane, banging wheels side by side as we brake, he locks up, goes straight across, and we take advantage of that. Thank you very much, P5, as we now chase down the podium runners. Snipes in front of us, P4. Don't think it really matters in this context, because I believe with that red X, he's actually out of the lobby. So easy P4. Now we're chasing down Il Nerd, who's holding that lucrative P3. I was really getting excited now. There's a possibility of a podium. I was very much excited, and so just chasing him, trying to maintain momentum, trying to be careful, but then bang, absolutely binned it. Got a little bit too greedy coming off the exit of this little mini corkscrew, and then trying to get back up to speed. I wasn't really working it either with these tires. Absolutely fuming and disappointed with myself as we lose a couple other spots. There goes Celeb Sev again. And yeah, I was absolutely annoyed with myself as we see Cheap Theo make a mistake, go wide. We'll take advantage of that. Thank you very much, P10. As we chase down Celeb Sev again, trying to deploy our ERS and maximize and get those extra kilometers for our straight line speed, trying to chase him down. I believe Cheap Theo actually had some front end damage, that's why he went wide. As we come to this first chicane, I love that chicane, great piece of track, like I said, really love the momentum. As we pass another car turned around, a Ferrari, I think, with a 13-second penalty. What the heck? What did he do? He must have done something ridiculous to get that big of a time penalty, but he's DNF'd anyways. As we bin it, we got so close to Celeb Sev, and then binned it again. I find myself doing this, you know, and it's a lesson that I felt like I learned throughout this race, which is patience. And in that instance, I did not have patience, as we managed to pass Celeb Sev there at the very last corner. I think he had some front end damage, so a little bit of a gifted place there for us, because Celeb Sev's damage to his car. As we skip to lap 10 now, bin it again in that mini corkscrew corner, and we lose a spot to Ace Tuner, and now we got to chase him down to get back P8. Oh, absolutely chaotic race. And yeah, as I was saying, this race has just been a great lesson in patience for me. I've been very greedy, especially once, you know, when it comes to a pinnacle moment where I've passed another player. I get too greedy, you know, in the following corners. As we see Ace Tuner look like he was about to dart into the pits, but then darted back out as we use our ERS, try and get closer and closer and closer, right up to his exhaust pipe. Hello, dart off to the right, gets squeezed off to the grass by Ace, accidentally grabbed 6th gear and revved the heck out of the engine. Lost a bunch of momentum, but that's okay. Again, deploying the ERS a little bit, trying to make up momentum in this chicane. Love this bit of track. And then again, skip forward to lap 14. We're closing the gap on Ace Tuner now. Really trying to get close, trying to, you know, deploy the ERS as efficiently as possible. We basically depleted it at this point. But again, this section, I was managing to make up that momentum and pace in that particular bit as we get real close now. Again, trying to be conservative with the throttle deployment here as we managed to pass Ace. Not sure, but it looked like he was giving us the spot, which either way, that's fine. I'll take it. I'm happy for that. I'm happy to take it. Again, consider we started in P19 and currently we're in P6. So I'm pretty happy. Again, well, a little bit untidy coming out of the mini corkscrew again. Again, I'm just getting too greedy with the throttle. And as we got a little bit too deep into this final chicane, and then again lose the spot to Ace Tuner and having to chase him down all over again. I'm absolutely just kicking myself at this point, and I'm sweating like crazy while, you know, trying to chase these guys down because I just kept making mistake after mistake, especially when, you know, positions have been gifted to me on a silver platter as we deploy our ERS here on the main straight, trying to get close. Ace darting left and right, trying to break the toe that we got at the moment as we, trying to back off a little bit this time, just trying to make sure we don't get alongside him and, you know, give another possibility of causing a possible crash, which would have been absolutely detrimental. I'm pretty sure I would have jumped out of the window if we crashed at that point. But it was odd again. We're managing to make up a bit more pace in that particular chicane, that particular part of the track, to get real close here, trying to be, you know, tactical with the ERS, trying to deploy it basically when exiting corners for the most part. Again, get it very close as Ace goes a little bit too wide, gives us a little bit more of an edge to get closer to him, but again, backing off slightly, just trying to make sure that we don't collect each other as we manage to make it out of the corkscrew this time without any issues. Again, just that particular corkscrew I had a lot of trouble with during this race. And, you know, I was trying to just find the limit, but every time I found the limit, I found it beyond the limit. And I ended up spinning the car. As we get close here, we're on the penultimate lap. Ace goes a little bit wide, and then we try and get closer to him. Again, now we're so close, using the ERS, deploying it. We got the toe as well, and DRS, getting close, right up alongside him. So close to the pit wall barrier there for a second. Almost kissed him, drag racing down to the first chicane. Managed to get past him on the outside. And job done. P6. Wow. I was absolutely sweating at this point coming out this chicane. But it wasn't over because here comes Ace again down the inside, the full send. Getting all argy-bargy, getting his elbows out, forcing us off the track practically. Again, deploying our ERS off the exit, trying to get up close. I think Ace's aerodynamic setup might not have been catered for straight line speed. Whereas with us, ours was, I think, a bit more straight line speed focus than corner speed. So that's why I felt like I was really struggling in these slow corners, particularly where I found myself, you know, just spinning the car around. And again, didn't really have much time to, you know, properly come up with the setup because this is the first time I'm racing this track. So it was basically all theoretical with the, you know, the stuff that I adjusted in the setup to see where they would actually help us out. As we come around the final corner, ERS deployed, and then we managed to pass Ace at the very last moment. Not sure again if he was giving us that place, but it definitely looked like he was trying to crash us out there. But overall, what a crazy race. P19 finished P6, from last to P6. I'm pretty happy with that result. I hope you guys are happy with that result. And even looking at the overall pace, we're only 1 second off, you know, the best lap overall, which I was actually pretty happy with. You know, I was a 120, and I was one of a couple others who didn't end the race with a time second penalty. So I'm pretty happy with that. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this sort of content, again, hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, do consider subscribing. That's pretty much it. Take care of yourselves, and I will catch you guys in the next video.